Just Greeks and Beats, Episode 5, Πάμε στα Nisia, Part 1. Welcome to episode 5 of the Just Greeks and Beats podcast series, Πάμε στα Nisia, part 1. I hope you have all turned on your gefi and prepared yourselves a mezedaki and poured yourselves an uzaki, ready to listen, because this episode will be high in energy and will have a fantastic flow, just like a Dimitrax mix. In this episode, I will be focusing on Greek island hopping and travel through some major places in Greece. And guys, I do not mean actual physical hopping, because my faulty knee would obstruct me from doing that. The title Πάμε στα Nisia is Greek for let's go to the islands. As mentioned in previous episodes, Greece has over 2,000 islands, but less than 10% are habitable. There are 6 major island groups in Greece, and each has its own unique beauty and special places that I would love to share with you. I will be talking about each group of islands over the next few episodes during the travel segment, but focusing on the main or most popular island in that group. In this episode, however, I will name all those groups, and then I'll go into the most popular ones, or one of the most popular ones. Before we get into the main event, let's have a bit of a recap thus far. We've spoken a lot about Gefi, about pride, passion, faith, community, traditions, and culture of Greek people. You learned why Greece is also called Hellas or Hellas. We have done a bit of history traveling to parts of the mainland in Greece, and of course we have had some musical history, language lessons, and plenty of cheeky fun. Fun is exactly what I want you to experience while listening to my podcast series. Without fun and Gefi, is there really any point to life itself? No, honestly, I want you to ask yourself, Greek or not, what is life with no Gefi? I know that if I did not have Gefi, and if I did not allow myself a bit of fun daily, whether it be with my kids, my wife, my family, my friends, colleagues, or even just by myself, then I would be a τρελοκομείο. Yep, τρελοκομείο is Greek for loony bin or the nut house. The only white jacket I see myself in life wearing is the one that I buy from Greece and wear it out to the clubs of Mykonos with my matching white linen pantelonia that probably would instantly rip up and leave a skitty when one does a classimo. Yeah, Greek for fart. Disclaimer, I will never wear white pants. All right, so now that I have your attention and now that you have your Gefi flowing, let's be like a busy bee and get buzzing into my podcast. Greece's islands are spread over 2 very different seas, the Aegean and the Ionian, and are grouped into families that share similar looks, culture, history, and climate. Whether you are planning a cruise or a villa holiday, it is well worth researching the island groups. Choosing the right island is one of the most important decisions you will make. The Greek islands are split into 7 different groups: the Kyklades, the Ionian, the Saronic, the Sporades, the Northeastern Aegean, Crete, and the Dodecanissa. As we progress through this series, you will be introduced to the most of these groups, but I will focus in on the Dodecanissa for this episode and talk about one of its main islands, Rhodos. The Dodecanissa literally mean 12 islands and are in fact a group of 15 larger islands and 150 smaller Greek islands in the southeastern Aegean Sea off the coast of Asia Minor, of which 26 are inhabited. Rhodes has been the area's most dominant island since ancient times. Of the others, Kos and Patmos are historically the more important. The remaining 12 are Agathonisi, Astipalea, Chalki, Kalimnos, Karpathos, Kassos, Lipsoi, Leros, Nissos, Simi, Tilos, and Castellorizo. The Dodecanissa have been inhabited since ancient times, starting with the Bronze Age of the Minoan civilization in Crete, roughly around 2000 BC. Following the downfall of the Minoans, the islands were ruled by the Mycenaean Greeks from around 1400 BC until the arrival of the Dorians in the 1100 BC. It is in the Dorian period that the islands began to prosper as an independent entity, developing a thriving economy and culture through the following centuries. By the early Archaic period, Rhodes and Kos emerged as the major islands in this group, and in the 6th century BC, the Dorians founded 3 major cities on Rhodes: Lindos, Gamiros, and Lalissos. Rhodo is the largest of the Dodecanissa and is also the island group's historical capital. Administratively, the island forms a separate town within the Rhodes regional unit, which is part of the South Aegean administrative region. The principal town of the island is also called Rhodes and has a population of approximately 90,000 people in its metropolitan area. Rhodes has been famous since ancient times as the site of the Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The citadel of Rhodes is one of the best preserved medieval towns in Europe. The island is located northeast of Crete, southeast of Athens. Rhodes' nickname is also known as the Island of the Knights, named after the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem, who ruled the island from 1310 to 1522 AD. The medieval old town of the city of Rhodes has been declared a World Heritage Site. Today, it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe. The name of the US state of Rhode Island is thought to be based on this island. The name itself, the island of Rhodes, comes from the ancient Greek word rhodon, which means rose. The island of Rhodes is shaped like a spearhead, 79.7 kilometers long and 38 kilometers wide, with a total area of approximately 1,400 square kilometers and a coastline of approximately 220 kilometers. The city of Rhodes is located at the northern tip of the island, as well as the site of the ancient and the modern commercial harbours. The main air gateway, the Agoras International Airport, is located 14 kilometres to the southwest of this city in Paradisi. Outside the city of Rhodes, the island is dotted with small villages and spa resorts, among them Faliraki, Lindos, Kremasti, Haraki, Pefkos, Archagelos, Afandou, Ichia, Koskino, Paradisi, and Trianda, which also is the old Lalissos. There are mineral-rich springs used to give medicinal baths, and the spa resorts also offer a variety of health treatments. Rhodes is situated 363 kilometres southeast from the Greek mainland. As mentioned above, the Colossus of Rhodes is considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This giant bronze statue was documented as once standing at the harbour. It was completed in 280 BC and destroyed in an earthquake in 224 BC. No trace of this statue remains today. Other historical sites on the island of Rhodes include the Acropolis of Lindos, the Acropolis of Rhodes, which also doubles up as the Temple of Apollo and an ancient Greek theatre and stadium. Then we also have the ancient Lalissos, the ancient Gamiros, the Governor's Palace, Rhodes Old Town, which is a massive, beautiful, walled medieval city, the ruins of the Castle of Monolithos and the Castle of Critinia. Rhodian tradition in food is very rich. Korianotilo and Suma, a colourless alcoholic beverage produced from grape distillation, similar to the mainland Greece's tsipuro or Crete's raki, are the main alcoholic drinks of Rhodos. Local foods include pitaroudia, which is a traditional chickpea dumpling, lopia, which is a locally grown bean together with goat, macaronia, matzi, which is a handmade pasta, ladopita, tahinopita, and sinoro, a traditional cheese. Local pastry specialties are the melekuni, fanuropita, muhalebi, takakia, amigdalota, which is a white almond cookie, very similar to the Italian amaretti, moscopogia, twists, and madinades. Rhodes is one of the most attractive tourist destinations in Greece. After Crete, the island is the most visited destination in Greece, with arrivals standing at 1,931,000 roughly in 2015. The average length of stay is estimated around 8 to 10 days, which includes guests from Great Britain, Israel, France, Italy, Sweden, and Norway that constitute the biggest portion in terms of arrivals by country. In Rhodes, the supply of available rooms is massive, since there are more than 550 hotels operating in this island. Here's a fun fact. A well-known film was made on the shores of Old Town Rhodes called The Guns of Navarone. This movie was filmed in 1961 and was a British-American epic adventure war film directed by J. Lee Thompson. The screenplay by producer Carl Foreman was based on Alistair MacLean's 1957 novel, The Guns of Navarone, which was inspired by the Battle of Leros during the Dodekanica campaign of World War II. The film stars Gregory Peck, David Niven, and Anthony Quinn. Many would ask, why is the Guns of Navarone based in Rhodes when Navarone is actually in Mycenae on mainland? Well, good question, guys. The Guns of Navarone is a film based on an Italian occupancy of the Dodekanica during World War II, whereas the Navarone or Navarino in Messenia is a little town in the southern Peloponnesos, and it's Italian for the beautiful coastal city of Pylos. So yeah, it's all got that Italian link, but two very separate things. Guns of Navarone is based on a war film in the Dodekanica, and Navarino or Navarone in Messenia is a beautiful little coastal town which we now know as Pylos. Here is another fun fact. I was once involved with a football club here in Adelaide, formerly known as the Navarino Gunners, which produced some of really great players that went on to be superstars for the FC Cassowaries, which was a part of a Sunday indoor football league. Great lads, I tell ya, and very passionate subscribers to Just Grease and Beats. Yes, us boys. There is so much more to learn about Odor and her beautiful history and ancient attractions, plus her modern day lifestyle. I was due to visit Rhodes this year with my family, but unfortunately my trip was called off due to COVID-19. Hey, there's always 2021. Whoopa! But Mr. Nisia, next episode, guys, I will tell you a little bit about Crete, one of my most favorite places in the world. The islands of Greece have their own style of music and dance called Nisiotika, island folk music. The lira is the dominant instrument along with the lauto, violin and bouzouki, with widely varying Greek characteristics. A very well-known musician of island music is Yannis Parios, who released 3 double CD albums of just island music. There are also prominent elements of Cretan music in the Dodekanica and the Kyklades. All the Aegean islands have a folk dance tradition which comes out of ancient Greece. Some, for example, you've got the Sirtos, the Sousta, and the Balos. Here's a snippet of a Rhoditiki Sousta, the traditional dance of Rhodes. Okay, now let's have a bit of a language lesson and finish off with a good hearty laugh. Greek can be a difficult language to master, but with these simple Greek phrases, you'll be having conversations like a local in no time. When a traveller makes an effort to learn the local language, it's certainly appreciated. Philotimo and Gefi shines out of the locals when non-Greeks try to speak their language. While a simple words like hello in Greek can be mastered with ease, the language certainly delves into more than just basic Greek phrases as you attempt to learn more and more. My advice is to keep listening to my podcast throughout your travels in Greece and the Greek islands, and never be stuck at language barriers again with these Greek language basics. Good luck. Some of these have already been mentioned in my previous episodes, but here we go, guys. Hello or goodbye, Yasu. How are you? Tikanis. I'm fine, thank you. And you? Καλά ευχαριστώ. Εσύ? Nice to meet you. Χάρηκα που σε γνώρισα. Or simply just χάρηκα. Good morning. Καλημέρα. Good evening. Or good night. Καληνύχτα. Please. Παρακαλώ. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ. Yes. Ναι. No. Όχι. Excuse me. Συγγνώμη. What is your name? Πώς σε λένε? My name is Valandi. Με λένε Valandi. Do you speak English? Μιλάτε αγγλικά. What time is it? Τι ώρα είναι? How much is this? Πόσο κάνει? Cheers when drinking. Γεια μας. A beer, a coffee, a tea, a shot, please. Μία μπύρα, έναν καφέ, ένα τσάι, ένα σφινάκι παρακαλώ. And when dancing, oppa! You don't need a translation to that. Okay, now that our weekly Greek school lessons with Kyria Maria and Kyrio Angelopoulos are over, let's have a bit of a laugh. Don't you find it funny that growing up, I would call my Greek school teachers Mrs. or Miss, followed by their first names, if they were female, of course. So, for example, Kyria Maria is Mrs. Maria. But if my teacher was male, he would be called Kyrio followed by his surname. So Kyrio Angelopoulos instead of Kyrio Valandi. Interesting. Talking about teachers, I was having a discussion with an old teacher of mine the other day, and he was saying how in ancient Greek, the word idiot meant anyone who wasn't a politician. How funny. Who's the idiot now? Today, it's the exact opposite. Here's a classic story about my uncle Mitzo, my Thea Lemonia, who live in Adelaide, and my two cousins Nico and Dula, who moved to Melbourne, and Dula, who lives in Sydney. Both of my cousins do not travel to Adelaide much due to their careers, and they weren't planning on coming down a few years back for the festive season. My uncle Mitzo calls my cousin a couple of days before Christmas, and he says, Nico, I hate to ruin your day, but I must tell you that your mother and I are divorcing. 45 years of this misery is enough. Re baba, τι βλακίες λες? What garbage are you talking? Nico screams back. Asta, Nico. Asta. We can't stand the sight of each other any longer, Nico. We're sick of each other, παιδί μου. I'm sick of talking about this. It's draining me. So you know what? How about you call your sister Tula and you let her know? Frantically, Nico calls my cousin Tula. She explodes on the phone. No way! What are you talking about? You can't be serious. My loving parents getting divorced. She screams and screams. She then calls my Theo Mitzo. And she kept on screaming, but Dad, you're not getting divorced. Don't do anything until we get there. I'm calling Nico back right now. We will be there tomorrow. Do you hear me? And just simply hangs up. Honestly, that's exactly what went down. At that exact point, my uncle Mitzo hangs up his phone as well. He turns to my auntie Lemonia. Εντάξει, okay, he says. Both the kids are coming home for Christmas and they're paying their own way. What a cheeky old man. Yes. That was my Uncle Mitso, a typical Greek that loves to be around family, but at the same time, absolutely loves to keep his hands out of his pocket. Are Theo Mitso. Guys, I hope you've had a lot of fun listening to this episode. I sure had heaps and heaps of fun recording it while adding a little bit of alati, peperi, rigani, and fresco lavi into my salata. Now, I just need to go light my coals for some of my brizoles to cook and enjoy my Sunday barbecue. Oh, and now my stomach is rumbling. Hey, actually, this is perfect. I'm just going to mention that in upcoming episodes, we will be talking to an Adelaide-based Greek food critic and also an Adelaide-based Greek food business owner. That's going to be one tasty episode, I tell you. If you guys are enjoying my podcast series so far, please spread the word and the love to all your friends and family and let them know that Valandi's Just Greek and Beats podcast series is on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I would also really love your feedback, which can be sent to my email, admin@gefi.live, or Facebook and Instagram account @GefiLiveRadio. Ladies and gents, and all my beautiful LNS, this is Valandi, and I will keep your Gefi streaming.